So paper 2 equations are 3 marks, so to put, but sometimes they can just try to mess up with your life. For example, question 1a, it says p squared minus p equals 4. So if you are not sure that this is a quadratic, you can end up doing wrong things. So long as there's a power 2, it's a quadratic. And when you have something, always put it in standard form. A standard form should have the x power 2 term first, then the term that has x, and the term that does not have any x. So you have to make sure that they are put in this, and this is your a, your b, and your c. They are going to be numbers. There's going to be a number in front of x squared. There's going to be a number in front of x, and there's going to be a number that does not have x. So these ones, we can bring for this side, so it will become p squared minus p plus, sorry, it's going to be minus because it's positive 4. So when it crosses the cosine, it becomes minus 4 equals, nothing remains here, 0. Okay, so of course we don't have x here, we have p, but the p is a variable representing x, variable representing x. Okay, so we're solving for p, z for x. That's the difference. So meaning that our a our a so meaning that our a, it's the invisible one here. Okay, the coefficient of p squared. Our b is the coefficient of negative p. Our c is the coefficient, is this term without x, the negative 4. Okay, so that's those are the numbers we're going to use. So now some people waste time, they forget that they have a calculator. A calculator should make your life easy when solving such questions, or when solving any question in paper 2 for that matter. So the formula we know is negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so what's negative b is negative 1. Okay, negative b is negative 1. So write negative, write your b. What's the b? The negative 1. You put it in brackets because you can't write two negatives. Okay, there's already a negative, then plus the negative that comes from b. Okay, positive negative square root of, what's our b? It's negative 1 squared minus 4. What is our a? It's 1. What's our c? It's negative 4. Okay, we put it there, have run out of space, over 2. What's our a? Our a is 1. Okay, so from here you go to the next step. The next step, you have a calculator. Okay, so you can solve everything inside here if you want. If you know how to use it well, you can even do square root, so that next stage you get the whole of this into a single number. Okay, but if you're not comfortable, like some of us, you can just solve the numbers inside. You do open bracket on a calculator, negative 1 close bracket squared minus 4 open bracket on a calculator, 1 close bracket open bracket on a calculator, negative 4 close bracket. You punch, you're going to get 17. So the next stage, by the way, negative times negative here, we're going to have 1. Okay, plus, let me write this in red so that you are able to see properly. So negative times negative, it's 1. Okay, deal with this here, don't go with it. Okay, deal with this. There are some people who would keep on writing negative negative 1 because their mind is concentrating here. Okay, so we have 1 there, then plus minus square root of, here you get 17. So 17 over 2 times 1, it's 2. So I'll continue it from here. Okay, so we have I ended on 1 plus minus square root of 17 over 2 as our x. Okay, so now we can now break it into parts so that we don't have this 2 here. So it can be x is equal to 1 plus square root of 17 over 2, or x is equal to 1 minus square root of 17 over 2. Okay, I know you can't see it, but there's 17 on the far right. So you get on a calculator, you punch. Okay, you do open bracket 1 plus square root of 17 close bracket divided by 2. Okay, put them in brackets here to avoid BODMAS issues. So put them in brackets showing that you want this to be added first. So open bracket 1 plus square root of 17 close bracket divided by 2. You are going to get to 2 decimal places 2.56. Don't forget that the question says express in 2 decimal places. Or this side again, you punch x minus square root of 17 divided by 2. You get negative 1.56. So that's the answer. We go to the second one, B, which says 13 minus 9x minus 5x squared equals 0. Okay, so again, you rearrange so that it is in the standard form. Remember, the x squared has to be at the start, on the far left. Okay, this one has to be on the middle, the one with x. Then 13 has to be on the far right. Okay, our a is negative 5, our b is negative 9, our c is 13. So x is equal to negative b, positive or negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so x is equal to negative, our b is negative 9, positive negative square root of negative 9 squared minus 4. Let me write it so that it's visible. Okay, so x is equal to negative b, positive, negative, sorry, it's supposed to be substituting. So b is negative 9, positive, negative, square root of negative 9 squared minus 4. A is negative 5 and C it's 13. Okay, over 2. A is negative 5. Okay, so x equals to negative negative times negative a, it's going to be 9 plus minus square root of, when you punch everything here, okay, you get 304. If my calculator is if I haven't made the mistake, but it's 304. Then 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Okay, so now we go to the next stage. Okay, so I'll erase everything. So we have x equals 9 plus square root of 304 over negative 10, or x is equal to space, x is equal to 9 plus square root of 304 over negative 10, or x is equal to 9 minus square root of 304 over negative 10. Okay, so when you get your calculator, you do open brackets 9 plus square root of 304 divided by negative 10. You're going to get negative 2.64. Or again, when you get your calculator, you do 9 minus square root of 304 divided by negative 10. You're going to get 0.84. Okay, if you're not getting these numbers, it means you're making a mistake somewhere. Now you punch your calculator. So the steps are open bracket 9 plus square root of 364 close bracket divided by negative 10. Going to C. So C is the simplest because it's straightforward. We have 2x squared plus 3x minus 7 equals 0, meaning that our A is 2, our B is 3, and our C is negative 7. So we can use our formula x is equal to negative b. Of course, this formula will be given during exams. So b squared minus 4ac. But as you are solving questions, you get used. Okay, so negative b, and this time b is 3, so we just put 3 there. Positive, negative, square root of b squared is 3 squared minus 4. Okay, what is a? 2. What is c? Negative 7. Okay, over 2. What is a? A is 2. Okay, so negative 3 positive negative square root of. So when you punch everything here, you're going to get 65. Okay, over 2 times 2, 4. So it's going to be negative 3 plus square root of 65 over 4, or x is equal to negative 3 minus square root of 65 over 4. Okay, we have 65 here. I've run out of space. Okay, so when you punch on a calculator, open bracket, negative 3 plus square root of 65 divided by 4, you'll get 1.27, or you'll get this side, you get negative 2.77, negative 2.77. Okay, so this question D is the most difficult of them all, it seems. Okay, so how do you deal with it? You have to get rid of this x on the bottom for you to see that this is a quadratic. So how do you do that? So there are many ways to kill a rat. So of course, you can solve this like a fraction where you look for a common denominator, which is x. 1 into x is x times 3x squared. Sorry, let me do it again. Common denominator here is x, then 3x times x is 3x squared, plus 5 times 1 is 5, equals 12. Then we can do cross multiply. It's going to be 3x squared plus 5 equals 12x. We can rearrange them. We're going to have 3x squared minus 12x plus 5 equals 0. So 12x, I've taken it this side, but I've put it on the middle with this negative. Since it's positive to become negative, I've put it on the middle because it's supposed to be on the middle. Okay, what does that mean? The x term should be on the middle so that we can write it in standard form. So our a is 3, our b is negative 12, and our c is 5. Okay, so always make sure that on the far left you have x squared, on the middle you have what as x, on the far right you have something that doesn't have x. Okay, so our a is 3, our b is negative 12, and our c is 5. So we can now continue from here. So we write our formula: negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so it's going to be x. What's our b? Our b, we agreed that it is negative 12, so we put it in brackets: positive negative square root of what's the b squared? Negative 12 squared minus 4. What's our a? Our a was 3, and our c was 5. Okay, so I know it's not visible, but just know that there's 3 and 5 there, over 2 times what's our a? Our a is 3. Okay, so with that, negative times negative here is going to give us 12, positive negative. So you get your calculator, you do open bracket, negative 12 close bracket squared minus 4 times 3 times 5. Okay, times 3 times 5. So when you punch, you're going to get 84. So it's going to be square root of 84 over 2 times 3 is 6. This means that x is equal to 12 plus square root of 84 over 6, or x is equal to 12 minus square root of 84 Okay, I just want it to be visible. So it's going to be 12 plus square root of 84 over 6, or x is equal to 12 minus square root of 84 over 6. So when you punch this on a calculator, you get 3.53, or this side you get 0.47. 3.53 and 0.47. Go to E. So E, it's 2x squared minus 13x plus 4 equals 0. Okay, so what's our A? Our A is 2. What's our B? Our B is negative 13. And our C is 4. Okay, so we can use our formula. This is also direct. Negative B. B is negative 13. So we put it in brackets like this. Positive, negative, square root of b squared negative 13 squared minus 4. A is 2 and C is 4. Okay. Okay, so over 2A. Our A is 2. Okay, so it's going to be x. Negative times negative is 13 plus minus square root of, inside the brackets, when we punch there, we're going to get 57 over 4. So it means it's x is equal to 13 plus square root of 57 over 4, or x is equal to 13 minus, oh, this question, it's not visible. Okay, or x is equal to 13 minus square root of 57 over 4. Okay, so when you punch, open bracket, 13 plus square root of 57 divided by 4, you get 5.14. Or when you punch 13 minus square root of 57 divided by 4, making sure that you're putting brackets on top when punching on a calculator, you get 1.36. 1.36. Last question on quadratic. So we have f. Again, this one is simple, it's straightforward. We have 3x squared minus 5x minus 7 equals 0. Okay, so our A is 3, our B is negative 5, and our C is negative 7. So using our formula, it's going to be negative B, positive or negative, square root of B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Okay, so we can substitute. Okay, so it's going to be, our B is negative 5, positive, negative, square root of our B, negative 5 squared minus 4. Our A is 3 and our C is negative 7. Okay, over 2, what's our A? 3. Okay, so it's going to be x, negative times negative is 5, positive, negative. Okay, square root of, when you punch everything here, open bracket, negative 5 squared, open bracket, negative 5, close bracket, squared, minus 4, open bracket, 3, close bracket, open bracket, negative 7, close bracket, you are going to get 109. Okay, over 2 times 3, it's 6, meaning that our x is going to be equal to 5 plus 5 plus square root of 109 over 6 there, or x is equal to 5 minus square root of 109 over 6. Okay, so when you punch this on a calculator and this on a calculator, you're going to get this x 2.57 or x negative 0.91, negative 0. Let me just write it on the bottom. X is equal to x is equal to negative 0.91. So it's x equals 2.57 or x equals negative 0.91.